Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me tonight for the Find Your Joy Holiday Glow and Glam Masterclass. My name is Farishta, your Shoppers Beauty Pro, and I'm coming to you screens live from Vaughan, Ontario in the Greater Toronto area. So excited to be back again to teach you all some of my favorite tips and tricks for this glowy look. If this is your second time joining our class, sorry, give me 1 second. Technical difficulty. Alrighty, and we're back. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm here. So I'm so excited to be back teaching you some tips and tricks. Again, if this is your second time, welcome back. If it's your first time, then a warm and cozy welcome to you all. Alrighty, so we're going to be diving into a glam and glow look today, starting from our skincare and moving on to our makeup products that will help achieve this radiant complexion during the winter months. I hope you have your products ready to follow along or a notepad so you can jot down some tips that you might pick up. If you do have any questions, we do have a chat, so just leave me a question and I'll be answering them at the end of your session. And we do have a surprise at the end, so be sure to stick around. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So to start off, I've already cleansed my skin with the Glam Glow Super Cleanse Clearing Cream to Foam Cleanser. This is a really deeply cleansing cleanser that goes from the surface to the pore deep to ensure that I'm starting off my look with a very clean canvas. It's super important right now, especially since we're all wearing masks that can congest our pores. This also has a really great fresh eucalyptus scent to it that just awakens my senses. So it's a perfect way to start off your day or end it. Next, sometimes I feel like after I wash my face, it tends to be a little bit dry and even tight. So especially if we're using a clarifying cleanser when we're dealing with acne that we've been getting from masks, or as they've coined it now as maskne. So our serums and our moisturizers won't really sink in deep into our skin. So I'm going to be applying the Abiel thermal water just to refresh my face. So I'm just going to give it a light mist. And you don't need a whole lot of this because it's a very fine mist. It might not feel like a lot, but it's just enough. The Abiel thermal water is great at refreshing the skin because it's pure and sterile. It has no irritating chemicals in it that you might find in your tap water. So it really calms the skin as well. So if you have irritated areas in your skin or your body, you can give this a nice spritz. I also like to have a mini one in my purse if you have any areas that might flare up throughout the day, especially because we're wearing our mask. It's nice to just spritz your face in between the days if you're wearing your mask for a long time. All right, so our skin is cleansed and damp and refreshed. So we're going to go ahead and move on to our next step, which is the Guerlain Abiel Royale Youth Watery Oil. I'm just going to give this a good shake, so then that way the beads of honey are evenly distributed. And I'm going to be taking a full dropper of this. I'm going to apply it into my palms and spread it, but I'm not going to rub it because the heat that generates from our palms might heat it up and evaporate it. So just lightly spreading it, and then we are patting it into our skin. So again, that way it doesn't heat up, and then that way it doesn't evaporate. Just giving that a light pat. Patting it will also help prevent premature lines, and because you're going to be stretching the skin. Let's go ahead and pat that in. Alrighty, that feels so nice on the skin. All right, the great thing about the watery oil is that it's extremely lightweight so that it sinks into the skin beautifully and it doesn't feel greasy in any way. And the great thing about it is that the honey in it is antimicrobial, so it'll help balance out the skin, and it also helps balance out our more oily skin friends out there. So it's virtually great for all skin types. And again, I hope we're all patting our skin so we don't cause any premature lines. Alrighty. And next, I'm going to be applying the My Clarins Reboost Mattifying Moisturizer here. It's a really great moisturizer because while it's not too greasy, it helps lock in the moisture, and it's not too rich. And while we do want that glowy skin, we don't want it to be overly shiny. And the great thing is that it still provides that great moisture that we're looking for, especially during the winter months. This moisturizer is great before any makeup because you don't risk your products slipping and sliding around. The botanical garden ingredients also help to combat any toxins that we may be ingesting. So I know all of us have been indulging in our chips a little bit more during the lockdowns, and also there's toxins just in the environment from pollution. So the ingredients will help detoxify all of that. All right. And for our next step, I'm going to be using my Shiseido Benefiance Wrinkle Smoothing Eye Cream on the orbital bones around with my ring finger. Fine lines tend to show up on our skins first, more than anywhere else on the face. Because the skin is so thin, it's really important to use something anti-aging very lightly around it. So I've just picked up the smallest amount, and I'm going to go ahead and pat that in. And you don't want to go all the way up to the lash line because our skin is so thin that that area will help disperse the product naturally itself. And by patting it in, we're also again preventing those lines from appearing quicker that are caused by the tugging and pulling and stretching. Alrighty, and that is our skincare. Our skin is prepped, it is glowing, it is ready to take on any product that we are going to put on top. So to start off my flawless look, I'm going to be using the IT Cosmetics CC Illuminating Foundation, and I am wearing the shade medium here. It's honestly a really great staple for myself. And what's great is that you don't need a lot of product to have a beautiful finish on the skin. And I'm going to apply that using my Quo Beauty beauty sponge here that's already been dampened. Alrighty, so I'm going to start off by just applying a couple pumps onto the back of my hand. And then I'm going to just dot that around my face. And then once I am happy with that, I have all the product around, I'm going to blend and dab that in with my beauty sponge. And when you're applying it with the beauty sponge, you want to make sure that you're always dabbing and not dragging, because if we drag, we tend to remove the product rather than blend it out. I love that this product also has a physical sunscreen in it, so that way I know that I'm protected while also looking absolutely flawless and glowy. And because this product has such great coverage, I can get away with using it under my eyes as a concealer. So that way we are completing 2 tasks with 1 product. Alrighty. Super easy, super beautiful. So now that our skin and our complexion is looking flawless, we're going to add some of that glam and glow into it. I'm going to start off by adding some dimension back into my skin by using the Physicians Formula Powder Palette Blush in the shade Blushing Natural. I'm going to apply that using my Quo Beauty Tapered Blush Brush. I'm going to start off by applying it onto the apples of my cheek, and I am going to blend it upward towards my temple. And you always want to start off your colored products with a light hand, so that way you can build up as much as you need, rather than starting off with a strong hand, because then it's harder to remove those products. Oh, sorry. Alrighty, and because this product is more of a warmer tone, it doubles as a bronzer. So again, you are killing 2 steps with 1 product. If you do like more of a pop or a brighter shade, they also do have another shade that you can choose from as well. Alrighty, so now it's time to get our glow on. So I'm going to be using the Quo Beauty Glow Getter Illuminating Drops, and I'm going to be using the shade Champion to add that pop of highlight into our complexion. Going to give it a good shake. Alrighty, and this product is so great. I'm just going to be applying to the back of my hand, just 1 drop. It's so great because it's so pigmented. That's all you need for your entire face. So I'm going to start it off by applying it with my fingers to the highest point of my cheek. And again, we're always starting off with a light hand and building up as much as we need. So I'm going to dab that in. And I love using my fingers to blend out cream and liquid products, because the warmth of my fingers helps to blend that in beautifully. And it just makes it look very skin-like. And I'm going to be blending that up into my temples. So then that way when the light hits it and you tilt your head a little bit, it just catches that light and gives it a beautiful glow. Right, and then lastly, I'm just going to apply a bit to the bridge of my nose, and this will help it make it appear more narrow. So again, when the light catches it, it just bounces off beautifully. Alrighty, and there we have our complexion. We are nice and glammed up. So next, I'm going to be defining my brows with the E.L.F. Cosmetics Ultra Precision Brow in the shade Neutral Brown. Brows are an absolute must for me in my makeup routine because I feel like they really just frame my face and complete it. So I'm going to be using the Ultra Thin Brow Pencil. And I'm going to be using short and quick strokes in the direction that my brow hairs grow. so that way it mimics my hair. And I always like doing my arch first because it really helps to define that shape there. And then I'm using a lighter hand as I get into the center, just to create a beautiful natural gradient effect. Then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to blend in that with the brush spoolie on the other side. And same thing on the other side here. So very quick and easy to use. And blend that out. Alrighty, and there we have our amazing brows. Alrighty, so to start off the eyes now, I'm gonna really complete this whole glam and glow look and make it really pop with our Stila Trifecta Metallica Shimmering Stick. I'm gonna be using the shade Topaz first, which is a shimmery deep brown shade. Alrighty, I'm gonna be swiping this all over my lids, but making sure not to go too high, so you don't want to go above your crease. And this will give the illusion of a beautiful smoky eye, but with the added dimension of the shimmer and glitter in it. And just apply so beautifully. Alrighty, and once we've packed that product on and we're happy with how it looks, I'm going to be blending out the edges with a brush. I'm going to be using the Quo Crease Diffuser brush, and I'm going to be blending the crease area out, so that way there's no harsh lines. Alrighty, and once we are happy with that, I'm also going to be using the Stila Trifecta Metallica in the shade Kitten. I'm going to be using that in the inner corners of my eyes. This will really help brighten up the eyes and open them up a bit more. So super simple and easy to use. There we go. And if you really want to add a pop to the look, I suggest that you also apply the Kitten shade to your cheeks to really make them stand out. I'm going to be using my fingers to do this step. So just applying it on my fingers. So again, the warmth of my fingers melts it. And then just patting that on to the highest points of my cheek again. And it just adds an extra bit of dimension. So again, when the light hits it, it really reflects off of the cheeks. Alrighty. And there we go. We have some more glow and radiance there. Alrighty, to finish off the eyes, I'm going to coat my lashes with the Nars Climax mascara. This mascara is great if you're looking for beautiful, voluminous, long lashes without the hassle of applying strip lashes that might actually hide your glittery and glamorous eyes that we worked so hard to achieve on. All right, so I always like to apply my bottom lashes first. So what I like to do is look down, have my chin down and look up actually. And I'm going to be wiggling the mascara wand and pulling down. And by doing this, you're actually preventing the mascara wand from hitting your bottom under eye area or even your cheek. Alrighty, and then now for the top lashes, we're going to be doing the opposite. So we're putting our forehead back and looking down and just really coating the lashes. So I like to wiggle at the base and brush up. And as you can see, it already gives such fullness to the lashes. I love this. And again, by looking down and having your forehead back, this helps prevent the mascara wand from touching your brows or your eyelid. Alrighty, and to create that really falsy look, I'm just gonna be doing a second coat. Again, this eliminates the struggle of having to apply those false lashes, dealing with the lash glue. So this is super easy and quick to do. Alrighty. So to complete our whole look, I'm going to be adding a luscious gloss to make our lips pop with the Laura Mercier Lip Glacé in the shade Bear Baby. Before I apply the gloss though, I'm just going to be applying a bit more of the Stila Trifecta Metallica in Kitten to my lips before I add the gloss on top. So again, just using my fingers to warm up the product and then dabbing it onto my lips. And again, this will give more dimension. If you are wearing a lipstick that's matte, you can use this as a lip topper on top after to add some of that shine. This product is so universal for all aspects of your makeup routine, so it's just a great product to have rather than having 3 separate products in your kit that'll just take up space. So you can use this on your eyes, cheeks, and your lips. Alrighty, then now our lips are ready for that Laura Mercier gloss on top. This is such a beautiful shade that would look so great on everyone's complexion. It does have a bit of a shimmer to it as well, so we'll get that added dimension of glow to the lips. And I'll give the illusion of more pouty, fuller lips. I'm so excited that Laura Mercier is now available at Shoppers because they have such great staple products in their range, and I love to use it on myself or clients that are great for everyday or for special occasions. Alrighty, so our face is glowing, our skin is popping, we are glittery, we are glamorous, but we feel like we might be missing something. So to perfect the completed look, I'm going to be adding a few spritzes of my absolute favorite new perfume, which is the Marc Jacobs Perfect Eau de Parfum. I'm going to be spraying this at my pulse points, which is where our body is naturally warmer, and the scent will really come through in those following areas. So you're going to be spraying your neck by your ear, so this is where we tend to usually check our pulse, and also our wrists. Alrighty. I really fell in love with this fragrance so much as soon as I saw the bottle because it's so fabulous and it has all my favorite things on it, including a little cat, because if you know me, I love my cats. Not to mention that it has a fresh, sweet, warm scent that just makes me feel glamorous all day long. So whether I have a full face of glitter or I'm just au naturel and bare. All right, and there we have our final glam and glow look today. With everything that's been going on, I love to feel a bit more glamorous, and these products really help me achieve that. I hope this class was fun for you guys because honestly, it was really fun for me. I'm going to be answering a few questions that you guys all have left in the chat through the class, but first, I just want to mention that Shoppers has a special offer for you all, so make sure to screen grab this and text the number below on November 27th to find out what it is. Alrighty, so let's get into some of the questions. All right, so from Elizabeth, we have a question. It says, what do you think is most effective, a sheet mask or a cream mask? I would say that, again, it depends on your skin concern. So if you feel like you're more dehydrated rather than just a true dry skin, I think sheet masks are great because they provide a lightweight serum moisture to the skin, whereas a cream mask is a little bit more richer and tends to leave a bit more moisture on the surface and skin deep that you might need. So yeah, it really depends on your skin type, and I'm sure any beauty expert will be glad to help you figure that out. Alrighty, from Glitter Gal, what are your top 3 must-have on you at all-time products? So, if you know me and you watched the last masterclass, you know I love a gloss. So I always have a gloss in my bag on me at all times. Another is the Event Thermal Water, because again, especially right now, we're working with masks on, so I need that extra refresh throughout the day to make my skin feel great. And lastly, I always keep a fragrance on me, so I not only feel fresh, I smell fresh and great, and I always love to be smelt more before I am seen or heard. Alrighty, from Jessica, we have a question. When you give makeup or skincare products as gifts, what's the safest way to choose a product if you're not aware of the recipient's skin type or specific tone? That's a great question. So if you're looking for makeup, there are always universal products that you can choose from. So whether you're looking for primers, so there's great primer sets from Smashbox that you can choose from, where they have a few different products in it. So the person you're gifting them to can try out all these products, and maybe they might discover something that they didn't even know that was suitable for their skin type. For skincare, masks are always great. So we discussed sheet masks, so it's great for dry or oily skin types. So there's always something great, and the sets that we have in store right now are typically always for universal. So you have a lot of stuff to choose from. All right, and we have a question from Elizabeth. What's the difference between a brush and a blender for your foundation? So I like to use a brush if we are applying a more thicker, fuller coverage foundation. So that way it blends beautifully, it's seamless, you're spreading that product a bit more. That might be harder with a sponge, whereas a sponge is a little bit lightweight. It blends more better because it's great for liquid products. So, I mean, you can use both, it's very universal, but a sponge does tend to shear out the coverage a bit more, whereas a brush will give you more optimal coverage. Alrighty. And our last question from Haritha is how to make lips look in shape. I sadly don't have a good shape. Well, the great thing is makeup is always there to help you enhance your beauty. So using a great lip liner that is just a little bit darker than your natural lip shade, and you can overline them a little bit. We do have a Kiss a Bold lip tutorial on the Shoppers website that you can check out, where I go into that a little bit of how to overline your lips. So just overlining them a little bit with a lip liner Then again, adding that gloss on top to make them look juicy and full and pouty is a really great way to define that shape of your lip. Alrighty. Thank you for all those wonderful questions that you asked. Those are great. I hope that made everything completely clear for everyone watching that might have had some additional questions. Thank you once again for tuning in. I hope that this holiday season is filled with lots of joy, warmth, and love, whether you're spending it virtually or with your loved ones in person. I'm sending you guys all lots of love today and gratitude for joining me. I hope to see you guys all again very soon. And until next time, goodbye.